Morning guys, John here with SP California Bushcraft. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to 2016. I hope you all had a pleasant Christmas and a Happy New Year. Today for this episode, this is just a general walkabout, just walking around a local campground up here, just kind of getting out a little bit. Beautiful Sunday morning. It's in we're still in like in about, I want to say the third week of January. It's beautiful today. It's nice too. Kind of good to get out and about. So I wanted to give you guys a update of what's coming for 2016. So basically what we got going on for 2016 is we got a couple of gear updates that we're going to be doing. We've also got a couple of new reviews that we're going to be featuring, as well as clothing, tents, gear, knives and axes and hatchets. So we got a couple of those coming up, not that far away. Also too, another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some bushcraft challenges. And so basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be issuing a few challenges along my way. See how many people can do these challenges. But I'm also going to be going through some challenges that other people have done so far already. That way you guys can get a feel for what's going on, especially when it comes to bushcraft or just camping in general. Now you may notice a few things that I'm wearing. First off, I've got my beanie. This is the Blackout Outdoors beanie, and I did a review on this back in December, and it's a very, very nice beanie. I love it. Fits nice and comfortably. Sits very well on the head. I've been wearing it pretty much all winter. And another thing you'll also notice too is I've got my pack that I told you about not too long ago. This is the Smith & Wesson M&P. I've also got a hydration bladder hooked up to it. Water tastes good. Definitely gonna have to give you guys a review on this hydration bladder. Tell you about how well it works, especially out here. And I've also got on a brand new jacket. I've been testing it pretty much throughout the whole winter, and it's been working very, very well. I think this will be a perfect bushcraft jacket for me to have when I go hiking or when I go camping and all that. So I'm definitely gonna be doing some reviews on some of the stuff a little later on. Now, the one thing that you're gonna have to forgive me for is that kind of a dumb thing, I know, but I figure I might as well tell you guys. I forgot my camera, but I do have my iTouch. That's my backup camera, but I forgot my primary camera. I've got the tripod hooked up to my pack, and I walked out of the house without my camera. Oh well. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had that happen to. You probably have had that happen to you guys a couple of times yourselves. So stick around hopefully you guys can stick around my channel. Definitely look forward to sharing some new gear reviews with you guys. Walking around through a local campground here in town and right near my hometown, and it's actually a good amount of people camping in the campground, but mostly motorhomes and trailers, because like I said before, this one campground where I like to go every once in a while for overnight adventures has hookups for trailers and motorhomes and all that good stuff. It's good to see people still coming out and about, especially when it's been really cold. The temperature's been dropping about in the mid-30s, early 40s. So it's been pretty cold around here. Pretty nice. So stick around, see what we can do for you. Alright guys, so I'm just having a look around here, seeing what's looking at checking out some future campsites for me to try out over in the fall, winter, and summer and spring. I forgot to mention that we're going to be got a couple new tents here we're going to be testing as well. So I forgot to mention that. My bad. Right now I'm looking at this one spot. Seeing a lot of people camp in this one area. Seems pretty nice. So I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try this upcoming winter and spring and summer. Excuse me. Get a little water here. Well, yeah, it's a nice site. It's a very nice site, actually. Let me go ahead and change the video angle so you guys can see that. So this is the site I'm talking about right here. Got the fire pit right there. There's a nice table, obviously. There's 2 trees. So I might be able to set up my hammock, but I'll probably end up using a tent anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, all in all, this is a really nice site. I like it. Definitely one I might consider testing out. Ooh, it's starting to warm up a little bit. There's a nice green pasture right behind the site, so that obviously might make a good spot to set up my tent if I wanted to. I'm definitely going to consider this. Alright, bring you back. I'm going to mosey on out of here. I think the one deal break I'm going to have with this site is the fact that there's a portable toilet not that far away from here. I mean, it's literally right next to the site, so might be a deal breaker for me. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, let's move on. Alright, so we're on our way back. We're gonna head over to this one spot that I know really well. I'm just gonna hang out there for a little while this morning. It's already 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to make sure I get the boost back home in time. I got some stuff I need to do. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to be talking about gear mods, including stuff that I've done recently with not only this pack I'm wearing right now, but also my bushcraft pack. And I'm also going to be talking about ways to pack your pack. Sorry for the sun. The sun's probably right there in your eye. Yeah, we'll definitely see what's going to happen. You also heard me mention I got some new tents I'm going to be trying out too as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, stick around. Alright guys, we're making our way back to my favorite spot of the park where I can be at peace and just enjoy myself for a little while. I know I probably said this a couple of times, but I might as well say it again. So this past year was pretty good. Really great year. First off, the birth of my daughter. She's now 10 months this couple of days ago. Second of all, I have started a new job, which I am really liking a lot. And the third thing, I get to be out here, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the nice weather that we got right now. Although I do wish we had some more rain. We sure could use some more rain. But all in all, it's been very nice around here. So, also too, another thing, I get to share my experiences and my gear with you guys. There's always a good amount of people that's always interested in people's gear and what they use for when they go camping or when they go out in the bush. Oftentimes, there are some people out there that are just scared to ask other folks when they see them camping out there, ask them about like what type of gear they're using, because you don't know how the person is going to react. Well, that I can understand. Now you're probably wondering about why I got this piece of wood here. Well, the reason for that is because, one, the wood's wet, and two, I've got a new knife I'm going to test on it. So I'm definitely want to check it out. And even though I don't have my other camera, I'm going to do the best that I can to use this camera to show you this knife in detail, give you the breakdown, the specifications, and then we're going to test it out. I'll go for a little bit here. So, actually today's a nice day. Not only you guys gain a simple review, but you guys are also getting to see a new knife in action. So, I'm glad. I'm really glad you guys are here with me today. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into my spot here, get everything ready. I'll bring you guys back. Alright, you guys. This is the OKC Bushcraft Field Knife. And it is a very, very nice knife. I like it. It fits my hand very nicely. Let's talk about the knife in general. So this is a Bushcraft Field Knife. Overall length is 10.125 inches. Blade length is about 5 inches long. Blade's made of 5160 blade steel. Handle's made of walnut. Also includes a nice nylon sheath. The knife itself is very decent. I mean, I haven't really tried it, so today's definitely going to be the first time I'm going to try it. So let's go ahead and look at a few of the other specifications here while we're out and about here with this knife. Now, things that the knife did not come with, obviously, is it doesn't come with the fire steel, which is okay, but there is a nice pouch here on the front, on the sheath here, that allows you to store a few little things. Now, the sheath itself, this is DeSanto's gunite, made in New York, so made here in the USA. The blade's also made here in the USA. Now the one thing about this knife sheath is that it's got a button retention here on the strap to keep the knife securely. Let's check for rattle. There is a little bit of rattle, but it's not too bad. Probably later on down the line, depending on how well I like this knife, is I'm probably going to go ahead and use this knife more for bushcrafting with my bushcraft pack versus the other knife that I have, the Charade. The Charade is actually a knife I'm packing with me right now. Now, Now the nice thing about this particular sheath, though, is that it follows in line with the Gerber knives, including the Bear Grylls Ultimate Pro and Ultimate knife, as well as some of the other Gerber knives that are out there. And the fact that this knife allows you to, sorry about that, that the knife allows you for both, if you're right-handed or left-handed carry. There we go. Took me a little bit while to get the knife back in there because I'm trying to do two things at once, especially with the camera. But it's a very nice, but that's a good thing about the sheath, though. That's one good thing about the sheath. Now let's have a look at the knife itself, and it's a very beautiful knife. I do like I said before, I do like it. This is going to be the first time I've ever field tested this knife. Let's do a compare and contrast with this knife compared to the Charade. So that's the knife I typically take with me with me into the bush. That's the Charade SCH F26. Now, a couple of differences with the Bushcraft knife versus the Charade. First off, the Charade does have jimping on both the handle and on the knife as well. Second of all, the Charade's got a recurved blade, whereas the Bushcraft knife does not have a recurve. And third of all, and the third thing of all is that the Charade's body, the knife body itself, is a little bit bigger. However, both knives are full tang, so that's definitely a great thing to have. And also, too, another good thing about both of these knives is that the design. Now, the one advantage that I am going to have with the Bushcraft knife versus my Charade is that my new Bushcraft knife is going to have the it's got a 90-degree spine, which is very nice. As you can see there, it's got a very nice 90-degree spine. Let's check the bevel. Actually, the bevel's pretty straight. It looks good. It's a very good handle too. I really like that one handle. It fits my hand very nicely. And it's a very good sized blade. I really like the blade a lot. So I think all in all, this may replace this knife, but at the same time, I really do love the Charade SCH F26. This is a great knife. I've had this knife for over a year now, and it's been my great companion. Matter of fact, you guys may have saw a previous video I did on this knife with the new sheath. So I'm probably going to get back in touch with JD from 710 Custom Knives, 710 Custom Sheaths. See if he can construct me a nice sheath for this one later on. But I want to field test this knife some more to see how well it does. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this. All right, this is kind of a little bit of an unusual angle for the camera to be, but this will work right now. Let's go ahead and test out the initial sharpness. Wow. Wow, look at that. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Do apologize, but look at this. It is sharp, as you can see, and it is cutting through this wood like butter. I mean, it is pretty sharp, but I probably could use a little bit more sharpening. So that's not bad at all, as you can see there. Now one thing that another reviewer likes to do is a couple of hammer stabs. So let's go ahead and give that a shot here. Ooh. I am feeling a little bit of shock. Not a lot though. There is some slippage, probably because of the walnut handle. But if you don't have a good grip on this thing, you can easily slip and possibly cut your hand. Now, a couple of other things that this knife does have too as well is that it does have a lanyard hole, so I can put a lanyard on it for better control. While I have this piece of wood out, see how well it does for chopping. Well, not bad, but I am getting a lot of shock. I mean, the shock's not too bad. Ow, that smarts. I hit my hand on the table, so I didn't cut my hand on the knife. Thank God. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. My apologies for that. So yeah, I mean, it does chop in there pretty good, but I'm not using a lot of pressure because normally I would not use this type of knife to chop with. I usually have I'll usually have my hatchet with me as well, but still, emergency pinch. I mean, it does bite down pretty good. Probably needs to be sharpened a little bit more. Now let's check. Now let's do one other test, and that is, well, first off, I need to get into one of my pouches here on my pack. So let me bring you guys back. Alright, now the last test we are definitely going to do with this knife is we're going to go ahead and test out the spine using my UST fire starter. Wow. So yeah, I mean, it definitely works great when you use a fire starter on it, so definitely. So any type of fire steel you have, especially with that 90 degree spine on that knife, I mean, it will definitely do the job as far as like getting your fire going. So I think I found myself a new knife to go with my Bushcraft pack. So what are my overall impressions? Well, I would say my overall impressions of the knife is actually pretty good. It's decent. The handle's really nice. Again, there is some shock if you try to hammer stab it. Yeah, I can feel it. Hits my pinky, especially on this guy right here along the knob. Now there is no choil on this knife, so if they added a choil on this knife, it probably would have made a difference, but not by much, I don't think, at least in my opinion. So this knife would probably be good for your everyday bushcraft. Now if I had a few more big pieces of wood here, I could probably try some chopping with it, but I don't, so that's okay. I mean, some, no, you know what I mean. Yeah, definitely some chopping with this. All in all, though, it's a nice knife. One thing I would say, though, is that I don't like that much is definitely the sheath. So I'm probably going to get a different sheath for this knife later on down the line. However, the plus about the sheath, though, is the fact that it allows you for interchange carry. So if you're left or right-handed, this will definitely be a good knife for you. If you're a lefty, you can change it from a right to a lefty. So that's definitely one positive about the sheath. See how well it holds up. So let's talk about the cost. Now, on Amazon as of right now, at the time of this review, this knife here was selling for about $80 online, close to $80 plus shipping. However, Amazon's saying is that if you spend over $35, you should get free shipping. But all in all, this knife goes for about $80 online. I paid a little bit less than that, so I paid about $60. I got it from a friend of mine on Bushcraft USA. So thank you to Austin Smidley for this knife. It was a good purchase on my end. I appreciate it. Overall rating, best out of 10. I want to give it at least I want to say at least a 7.5. Reason for the 7.5 is, first off, the sheath. That's one downside. However, the plus side on this one, which is why it's got the 0.5, is because it's got the very nice snap retention up here located to house the knife. And the other reason why I docked it down, this would have been an 8, but the reason why I docked it down was because, I mean, it is sharp. It did come sharp out of the box, as you can see right here. But it probably could have been sharpened up just a little bit more. So probably with a little bit more work on my end, I can probably get this knife a little bit more sharper. So my friends, thank you very much for joining me for this overview of the Bushcraft Field Knife by OKC. And also, thank you very much for staying with my channel. I greatly appreciate your views, your comments, and support. And also, too, thank you very much for watching the full video of the introduction into 2016. So, again, Happy New Year to all of you. I wish you all well. Stay tuned for another video. Bye.